It may seem like things couldn't possibly get any more controversial since last week's The 7 Levels of Drag Race Hell video, but oh, how you're wrong. Because in this week's episode, I have to come out, I know, as a Swiftie. Sound the alarm, everybody leave, everybody clear out. I know, just uttering those words in the gay community is very polarizing. But why is that? But an even better question, why has Taylor Swift never been on Drag Race? Why has Taylor Swift only ever had one lip sync song on RuPaul's Drag Race? And why is it that despite her many tries at capturing a gay audience, has she never been considered a gay icon? And if you thought that by me being a Swiftie it means that I'm above criticizing Taylor Swift, let me tell you right now, you're very wrong. Because in today's video, we're gonna get into it. Hello everyone, it's Conspira Lucy, aka Luke here, and welcome back to another episode of Conspiracy's RuPaul's Drag Race and Taylor Swift? I think the sheer magnitude of Taylor Swift's fame is what polarizes her to many people. Even I couldn't have predicted in 2020 just how popular Taylor Swift would be in 2026.
22, the show is just minutes away! Taylor Swift!
In a world where the likes of Ariana Grande, Chappell Roan, Lady Gaga, and Miley Cyrus have all been guest judges on RuPaul's Drag Race, it begs the question, why has Taylor Swift never been a guest judge? It'd be easy for some to say that the answer is simple. She's just far too famous and above appearing on the show at this point in her status of fame. But we have to remember her roots, and we have to remember where everything all started. Taylor Swift has not always existed on this level of fame. Her come-up actually falls right in line with the come-up of RuPaul's Drag Race, both coming to notoriety around 2009. I mean, Taylor Swift had her debut in 2006 and then had Fearless come out to huge success in 2008. But at the end of the day, she was still a relatively small artist, even with the success of Fearless. Sure, she was starting to be considered a main pop star, but even then, she still had peers who were appearing on Drag Race at that time. But going back to the beginning, Taylor Swift was a traditional country girl, coming from a genre with incredibly racist and homophobic ties. This automatically gives her a connotation in the gay community's mind, which makes sense. This connotation is something that every country artist has to fight against as soon as they start in the genre. Someone like Casey Musgraves made it a note to immediately clarify her political stance on one of her very first songs, Follow Your Arrow.
Make lots of noise, kiss lots of boys, or kiss lots of girls if that's something you're into.
Meanwhile, Taylor Swift's debut didn't paint her in as good of a light. I mean, I think if you're a Swiftie, you know the original version of Picture to Burn, and if you don't, it contains a relatively homophobic lyric. And this lyric later got remedied in future versions of the song, but this was something that Taylor Swift then had to fight against in the beginning of her career going throughout it. Taylor Swift would continue to try and prove herself as an ally to marginalized communities while still trying to maintain her apolitical stance. She would anecdotally tell stories about how excited she was that Barack Obama won the election in her interview with Ellen, which should be noted that she appeared on that show multiple times, hosted by an out and proud lesbian, or featuring a subtly gay character in her music video for her song Mean, or including progressive lyrics in her song Welcome to New York on 1989. She constantly tried to be inclusive and highlight her diverse fan base. But she was never a transgressor. Taylor Swift has never meaningfully gone against the grain politically, unless it was something that directly affected her or was already safe to state at the time. This seemingly started to change in 2018. Taylor Swift broke her political silence to endorse Democratic candidates in Tennessee, specifically Phil Bredesen for the Senate and Jim Cooper for the House, over the Republican opponent Marsha Blackburn. Donald Trump made a comment saying he liked her music 25% less.
And let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay?
Honestly, the fact that he said only 25% less, that's her power. But it wasn't until 2019, when gay marriage had already passed and public opinion had already shifted to be favorable towards gay rights, that she released her gay rights anthem, You Need to Calm Down. She really decided that 2019 and the Lover era would be her political era, and she was gonna finally speak up for gay rights and speak up for what's right. And like most political things that Taylor Swift does, this was very ham-fisted. She decided it was time for her to be a gay icon. Tell me I'm a gay icon. She's able to include so much nuance into her musical work, but when Taylor Swift does gay rights, it's like a whole pride parade float threw up on the You Need to Calm Down music video. Which, don't get me wrong, I loved personally. But I can see how to some it felt very commercial and inauthentic. The You Need to Calm Down music video also featured many drag queens, specifically Drag Race queens, impersonating pop stars. Tatiana as Ariana Grande, Trinity the Tuck as Lady Gaga, Delta Work as Adele, Trinity K. Bonet as Cardi B, J. Jolie as Taylor Swift herself, Riley Knox, notably not a Ru girl, but a notable Beyonce impersonator as Beyonce, Adore Delano as, strangely enough, Katy Perry, and Akira Chanel Davenport as Nicki Minaj. I, for one, really loved this as it really highlighted the pillar of drag that is impersonation. And it was also really fitting in Taylor Swift's lane to have all the other pop girls in this music video, as the whole song is about how all of the pop girls shouldn't be competing with each other or fighting amongst each other when they're all in the same lane and they're all in a career that not many other people can empathize with or relate to. And it was so cool to see Taylor Swift interacting with all of these Ru girls, and famously at one of the award shows that she was accepting the award for You Need to Calm Down, J. Jolie was actually mistaken for Taylor Swift by, I believe, John Travolta. John Travolta is always at the scene of the crime. Adele Dazeem, J. Jolie is Taylor Swift, and it was very funny. And at this point in time, in 2019, it really felt like Taylor Swift could finally appear as a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. Drag Race was in its imperial era, and to be honest, Taylor Swift at this time during the Lover era was not in her most commercially successful era. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lover was very commercially successful for Taylor Swift standards. She's always been commercially successful, but at this point, this was after Reputation, and she was still, I think, recovering from Snakegate, and people received Lover at the time as very juvenile, and it really felt like at the time that Taylor Swift's star was starting to fade. And it would have made sense to, see her on Drag Race. I mean, Drag Race can get some really huge names, so it's not like you have to be some booger to appear on Drag Race, but I feel like at the time, the other pop girls really were her peers. Whereas at this point, I feel like Taylor Swift's only peer in the music industry is maybe Beyonce, and I feel like they're kind of above the rest of the main pop girls at the moment. It just is what it is, But this never came to be, as shortly after the Lover era, the pandemic hit, and everybody was locked in their homes, and so was Taylor Swift, and this is when she releases Folklore, and after that, for the next 6 years, we see her meteoric rise to fame that we had never seen before. And while Taylor Swift sparsely remained political, endorsing Biden in 2020 and 2024, notably also baking cookies for the election, this outspoken nature that she performed on the Lover era proved to be inauthentic. Which in some ways is a blessing, as Taylor Swift has never really been known to be eloquent speaking on political issues that don't affect her directly. I should make it clear that I do truly believe that Taylor Swift is a bleeding heart liberal who genuinely believes in human rights and believes in gay rights, trans rights, rights for all people, and I believe in her entire career she's always stood by the gay community. But she is also incredibly cautious of making waves. Taylor Swift's career is paramount to her, and nothing else comes above it. Taylor Swift does not want to polarize any part of her audience or risk being canceled for anything she might say. Not from the right, not from the left. And so that's another reason why I don't think the gay community has ever really fully accepted her. Somebody like Madonna in the 80s risked her entire career to speak up for what she believed was right. And I think Lady Gaga in a lot of ways stepped into her shoes in the 2010s, speaking for gay people and speaking up for gay rights. These were two people who were transgressors and weren't afraid to go against the grain and speak up for what's right at risk to their careers. I think, for Lady Gaga, it was a little bit more socially acceptable for her to be saying these things at the time. But Madonna, especially, that's one of the reasons why, to me, Madonna is like the main gay icon, because she spoke up during the AIDS crisis and she has just always been a gay ally. And Taylor Swift has just never done this. She's never spoken up at any point unless it was convenient for her and it was safe for her to say at the time. It doesn't mean that I don't believe that Taylor Swift believes these things behind the scenes. I think in all her decisions, you can see that she hasn't changed her stance. It's been consistent, but it's never been vocal, and she's never used the amount of power she has more than just a couple's Instagram story posts. So yeah, I don't think she's some grifter like Maga Minaj, who's kind of going wherever the wind takes her, where it's more favorable for her at that moment, which even then, I don't think it was that much more favorable to her. I think it was more just less opposition. She didn't want to hear about all these other girls who were kind of usurping her throne as the queen of rap. And so I think that's one of the reasons why Nicki shifted over to MAGA. Somebody like Taylor, I think she is consistent in the core things she believes, but she's not willing to make waves, or she's not willing to really make clarifying statements on anything she believes, because she wants her audience to be as wide as possible, and she wants to sell as many tickets as possible. I mean, Taylor Swift has always been number one concerned with commercial success. And so we've covered why I don't believe she's a gay icon, and I think we've also covered why she hasn't been a guest judge. The reason being, after 2020, I think her star has just kind of skyrocketed, and at this point, I think she's kind of above Drag Race's pay grade. She's just such a huge star that it would take a massive budget to get her in that studio for a day. And I also think they're just not as motivated because the gay community doesn't ride for her as hard as some of these other stars. But with her being so popular, why does she not have more songs as lip syncs on RuPaul's Drag Race? This last question still remains. Being a gay icon is not the only requirement to getting your song to be lip synced to on RuPaul's Drag Race. To this day, the only Taylor Swift song to ever be lip synced to on RuPaul's Drag Race is the All Stars 2 premiere with Tatiana and Roxy Andrews in the top 2 to Shake It Off, which I can't think of a more iconic season to have your first and only lip sync song be on RuPaul's Drag Race. If you're a Swiftie, I'm sure the answer to the question, why has she not had more lip sync songs on Drag Race, is quite clear. Money, honey. Taylor Swift is notoriously stingy with her music and giving away the rights. And from what we know about the Drag Race lip sync song license, it's a very liberal license, and she's not someone who would be very willing to give that up. Taylor Swift's music has always been very expensive, and her team has always notoriously been very strict about who they give the rights to her music to. But when they do, it's always baffling choices like the Spirit the Horse reboot. So now that we've answered all of these questions and we've discussed why Taylor Swift's music doesn't really appear a lot as lip syncs on Drag Race, I thought it would be fun to rank all of her songs based on how good of lip syncs I think they would make. All right, so let's begin ranking all of these Taylor Swift songs on how good of lip syncs I personally think that they would make. And so going through the categories, the first 3 are all kind of equal. So it's basically almost like 3 tiers, but the number 1 tier is kind of divided into 3 because there's different kinds of lip syncs that we would want to see from a lot of these songs. The first one is Bring In Georgia/Juicy. This is like, we just want to see you buck hard. And, I'm kind of wondering how many songs will actually fit into this, because Taylor Swift is somebody who doesn't have like a lot of club bangers. I mean, she has like upbeat music, but it's not really like that. She has a lot more emotionally driven music that's very deep, that, in some ways you could say has soul, which I'd be remiss to call it soulful. A soulful song would be something you would maybe want to bring Latrice into, but I said bring in Latrice for the next tier because it's more like this is something that requires a lot of emotion. And when I think of bringing emotion to a lip sync, I think of Latrice Royale, somebody who can just stand there and plant themselves on the stage and sell the entire emotion of the song. And then we have Bring In Trixie Mattel. And I feel a lot of these songs are going to fall into this category. We need the white girl energy. We need white girl dancing. We need yes. And that's kind of what Trixie Mattel gives in a lot of her lip syncs. I mean, she's a country girl. She's blonde. She's, just got that, kind of flimsy, I'm going dance, And that's not to read her. I think Trixie Mattel actually has a lot of lip syncs that I have enjoyed. I mean, I have to say, I also am very much that white girl who has Yes, on the dance floor doing the Scarlett Johansson. And that's what Taylor Swift's music is kind of meant for. The next one is Could Be Fierce. And this is just like, I could see maybe if somebody made very specific choices, maybe this could be a real moment, but it's just like, could be fierce, but I'm not sure. And then lastly is Double Sachet, meaning we do not want to see this song on Drag Race. It's not going to translate well, and we're going to be yawning through it or cringing through it. So let's start with debut, Tim McGraw, Double Sachet. When you think Tim McGraw, like, it's just, nobody wants to see anyone lip sync to that. Picture to Burn. Picture to Burn. Picture to Burn, I'm going to say bring in Trixie Mattel. I mean, I think Trixie Mattel could really deliver the rage of this. And, you know, it's country. I think a lot of the country ones, I'm like, I want to see Trixie Mattel do that. Or, you know, give Trixie Mattel energy, which, you know, I think Taylor Swift is a very specific artist where a lot of times Trixie Mattel's lip sync style would pay off for, because I don't think she's very strong in a lot of other categories, which again is probably another reason why Taylor Swift's music doesn't get chosen a lot, because it's a lot of it maybe not as lip syncable. Teardrops on My Guitar, Double Sachet. It doesn't have a beat. It's too like lackadaisical. It's not gonna work. Place in This World, no. Cold as You, nope. The Outside, no ma'am. A lot of these debut ones, they're just like too like, they're either too country or they're just too lackadaisical, too whining, which I love a good whiny Taylor Swift song, but for Drag Race, no. A lot of these, I don't think debut, like Tie Together with a Smile, no. Stay Beautiful, no. Should have said no. I'm actually gonna put this and bring in George's / Juicy, because Should Have Said No was to me like her first like pop hit banger. And this one goes so hard, and I actually do think Georges has really improved on emoting during lip syncs. Like, I think of her Wherever Whenever lip sync. That was such a good lip sync. It's actually one of my favorite lip syncs ever on Drag Race. And she really emoted the house down. And I think she could deliver the rage of this song. And I think I would maybe want her to be a little bit, hold back a little bit. I don't want to see her like, you know, doing splits to Should Have Said No, but I want to see her like moving around on stage to this. But then again, like Latrice could also really deliver a sickening lip sync to this song. Mary's song, no. I'm sorry, Double Sachet. Our song, this is, I want to see Trixie Mattel. I want to see her. Our song is a slammer screen door. I think Trixie Mattel, she could eat that one up, you know? We're giving her the real country bangers. I'm Only Me When I'm With You, Double Sachet. Invisible, Double Sachet. And A Perfectly Good Heart, Double Sachet. I'm sorry, debut. We're not doing the Christmas album, and we're not doing I Heart. Y'all, I'm a Swiftie, but I'm not this much of a Swiftie. I actually do listen to the Christmas album a bit, but I don't listen to this EP. I'm sorry. Which, first of all, I don't even think it's like available anywhere to listen to. I think I'm too young of a Swiftie, so I just like never heard of it. Ooh, Fearless. This is where we're getting to the bangers. In a storm in my best dress, fearless. I gotta see some movement with this song. I'm like, it's more of a George's Juicy. I'm like, this is one where I'm like, yes. Like, I mean, I think Trixie Mattel could deliver it too, but it's like, I really want to see like, honestly, somebody make like a cardboard guitar like Silky did and just like bang out on the guitar. Sickening. 15, no, it's a Double Sachet. I don't think it would work on Drag Race. Love Story, come on now. This, yeah, I'm gonna say Trixie Mattel actually. I mean, again, it could maybe go to the Georges category of like, I'm just like, I feel like they would be too tempted to do a dip or a split, and I'm like, you can't do that during Love Story. I mean, it could be camp though, but we're gonna give it to the Trixie Mattel category. Hey Steven, I'm sorry, I love Hey Steven. I feel like in a Trixie Mattel lane, again, this is not me saying like, oh, Trixie Mattel is such a good lip syncer, but somebody in that vein of like, you know, really like selling the song in like a, like, ooh, like I'm like in love, almost like a Manila when she did How Will I Know, like kind of like smitten, like that would really be very fierce to me. White Horse, too slow. I'm sorry, I'm like, a ballad still needs a little bit of tempo. You Belong With Me, you can see it's a Trixie Mattel one. I'm sorry. Breathe, I do love Breathe, but no, I think it's going to be a Double Sash. Well, no, I think Breathe could be fierce. It could be fierce. I think if done right with the amount of emotion, I think there's a little bit more of a beat there. It could be fierce, but I'm not going to say it's like going to definitely be like a super great lip sync. Tell Me Why. This is such a banger. This has got to go to Georges / Juicy. I think this one, you can really move around the stage and be like, I am telling you, not am I, Not the song and I Am Telling You, but Tell Me Why. I think that would be really great for an upbeat type moment. You're Not Sorry. This is the first one that I'm like, put it in Latrice. Which imagining Latrice lip syncing to any Taylor Swift song is kind of crazy, but you know, we have to honor Latrice's legacy of being such an emotionally profound performer. And so I think if she had to, she could sell it the house down. Not that I think she ever would, and not that I think we would ever really want to imagine that, but y'all get the gist of it. I'm sure y'all are gonna be like, "This is crazy, girl. What are you talking about?" And you know what? That's what I love about this, and that's what I love about this channel. I'm like, y'all are getting the real tea, and the tea is wild. The way I loved you. Could it be fierce? It could be fierce. I'm sorry. I love Fearless. This could be fierce in the right moment, but I'm not sure it would necessarily translate. Forever and Always. Girl, this is another Trixie Mattel one where it's like, we need like, maybe that like angsty white girl energy. I also feel like Diabetes could be like another one that you could think of as someone who could really perform well in a lot of these early Taylor Swift lip syncs. Like Diabetes kind of has that like Avril Lavigne, Olivia Rodrigo, like punk rock energy. And I feel like Forever and Always is a song that you could really sell that angsty energy to. The Best Day, we don't need to be hearing that on Drag Race ever. Change, no. I don't even want to imagine it. It could be fierce, but I'm not even going to put it there. Like, I like Change, but like, no. Jump Then Fall. It could be fierce if done right. I'm sorry. You know, it's got a beat. Untouchable, bring in Latrice. I'm sorry. This is one that like, it builds up to a more upbeat sort of tempo, but it's so emotionally raw. And I feel like given the right performer who can really embody the emotion of a song, this could be so fierce. Untouchable, burning brighter than the sun. Ooh, I love it. I think that could actually be really sickening. Like if you really meet the emotion of the song. Forever and Always piano version. Too slow. We need a little bit of a beat on Drag Race. I mean, even the slow ballads on Drag Race, you know, they keep it interesting. You can't just have like a wailing kind of like, oh, song. Like it's not gonna work. Come Into the Rain, that's not gonna work either. Too slow. Superstar, I love Superstar, but I just don't see that working at all on Drag Race. The Other Side of the Door. This is a bring in Trixie Mattel lip sync song. The Other Side, I just want to sing all of them. With your face and your beautiful eyes and the conversation and your little white lies and the faded picture of a beautiful night. You carried me from your car upstairs and I broke down crying. Was she worth this mess? After everything in that little black dress, after everything I must confess, I need you. Can you get copyrighted for singing your own? They aren't even going to be able to recognize it. They're going to be like, we don't know what that is. Y'all are like, girl, can you shut up? I'm like, this is like the most animated y'all have ever seen me. And then, of course, it's me talking about Taylor Swift. Y'all are going to be like, can you start talking about Drag Race again? Whatever. I'm going to do what I want and y'all going to watch. Or you won't. Okay. Oh wait. Today was a fairy tale. No, baby, we don't want to see that. Not on Drag Race. I mean, I feel like a lot of these songs people are gonna be like, we don't want to see that on Drag Race, but I do. And it's my channel. It's my show and not yours. Thank you for coming to my show. You all over me. No, it's not gonna work. Mr. Perfectly Fine could be fierce if done right, but I'm not sure. We Were Happy, Double Sachet, not gonna work. That's when we don't want to see that. Like these, no. Don't You? No. And then Bye Bye Baby. Yeah, I feel like Double Sachet. I mean, that's one of my personal favorite Taylor Swift songs, which like controversial. Like not everybody loves that vault track, but I have to give it justice. I have to move it up to Could Be Fierce because it could be if I'm right. If they put me on that stage, honey, I would bring it. Okay. Crazier. No, it's not gonna work. Okay, Thug Story. That's like, isn't that like an SNL parody or something? I don't think that's a real song. I've heard this, but I don't know enough about that song. Mine. I think bring in Latrice. Get somebody who can really sell the emotion of that song, and it's a really fierce, like, pop ballad. Sparks Fly. Sparks Fly. I'm gonna say that's a bring in Trixie Mattel. You know, you kind of gotta give, like, you know, you're not bucking and you're not necessarily parking and barking, but you're kind of just like rocking out. So it's giving that Dia Trixie energy to me. Back to December. I think Back to December is iconic enough to where it's like bring in Latrice, bring in somebody who can really sell the emotion and like stand there and stand in the power of the song. Speak Now. I actually feel like this could be really fierce, especially if like somebody who can really act out the story of the song. And I feel like if it was like planned out for the episode, like maybe if it was like a bridal runway or something like that could really be fierce. And so I feel like this song requires Trixie Mattel energy again, of like, sort of more theatrical. And again, this is not to say that Trixie Mattel does all of these things, but it's like in the archetype, y'all get what I mean. Okay, Dear John. I'm gonna say Double Sachet. I feel like that song is like just a little too emotionally charged to be lip sync at all. Like, I just don't even think that would be fun. Like, that song is just depressing. I don't think we need to be lip syncing about a 19-year-old girl in a relationship with a 30-year-old man and her lamenting the fact that he treated her terribly. I just don't think that's very appealing. All right, Mean. Yeah, this is another Trixie Mattel energy. I think it should be obvious. It's like, don't, it's very country. The Story of Us. It's Trixie Mattel energy. A lot of these country songs, they're going to be Trixie Mattel energy. Never Grow Up, Double Sachet. I should honestly call this one like Chop. Like, girl, we're not doing that. Enchanted, that could be Latrice energy. Like, park and bark and just like sell it. Better Than Revenge. Better Than Revenge, that requires George's juicy energy. Like, I need you to rock out. Like, I need you can move to this song, and I feel like, really sell. Again, it could go in Trixie Mattel energy, diabetic energy of like pop punk, it's too late now. I was gonna say like we could maybe separate Trixie Mattel and a diabetic sort of lane. I think they're merged. Innocent, Double Sachet, we don't need to see that. Haunted could be fierce if done right. Last Kiss, no, it's a Double Sachet. I just don't, again, it's like too slow, too sad, too long. Long Live, it could be fierce if done right, but again, it's a longer song, and I feel like it would require a specific energy. Hours, I think this one requires some Trixie Mattel energy. I think this one could work. It's cute. It's not overly long, I don't think. If this was a movie, I love this song so much. Bring in Latrice, like, oh, the amount of emotion you can serve in this song. Like, I love this song so much, and it's so sad, but like, it's theatrical, and I think a lot of these theatrical songs would translate perfectly to the Drag Race stage. For me, in my opinion, that's just me. And so, yeah, I think give that Latrice energy. Superman, I think could be fierce if done correctly. I am a shooter for Superman. I love that song. And so, yeah, I think could be fierce. The vault tracks, Electric Touch, Double Sachet. We don't need to hear that. When Emma Falls in Love, Double Sachet. I Can See You could be fierce if done right, but like, I don't know that it's like necessarily something that we need to see. Castles Crumbling. I love this song. I'm sorry. People don't like it. I love it. I think it's so emotionally charged, and I think I also think there's a theatrical element to it, and it's like, kind of this like medieval theme or whatever, and I think if done right, especially if it was like a medieval runway or something, that episode, this could be so fierce. And yeah, it's really emotionally charged. It's so sad. Hayley Williams' vocals are so great on the song. I feel like I would like to see it. Foolish One, it's too long, and I don't think we need to see it, even though I love that song. Timeless, nope, we don't need to see it. All right, State of Grace. I'm sorry, I don't think we need to see. I don't think we need to see State of Grace. I don't think so. Red, who? No, it's got to be the Trixie Mattel energy. It's still country. It's like, this is what we're doing. Treacherous, I think it could be fierce. I think the tempo is a little weird to be like necessarily like, oh, this will definitely hit as a Drag Race lip sync song, but I think if done right, it could be fierce. I Know You Were Trouble. Bring in Georges and Juicy. I'm like, we're getting to the pop moments where it's like, okay, I think they could really do something with the whole dubstep vibe. All Too Well. Bring in Latrice. I think this song is iconic, and while it is long, I think embodying the emotion and like parking and barking and telling the story, that would be fierce. 22, this is more white girl energy of just like, let's dance, let's like have a good time. I Almost Do could be fierce. Again, it might be a little bit slow, but that's another really emotionally charged song that I just love so much. We Are Never Getting Back Together, this is another like Trixie Mattel energy. It's like, it's poppier, but it's still in that realm. Stay, Stay, Stay. I actually think it could be fierce. It's cutesy. I think it would maybe get a little bit grating, but I love the song, and I think if done right, and if you did like a really comedic aspect to it, I think it could really work. The Last Time, I'm gonna say this is a Double Sachet. I don't know that we necessarily really need to see that. Holy Ground, I don't think we need to see that either. I'm sorry. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic. I think it's still too slow. I don't think it would be engaging enough. The Lucky One. No, I don't think so. Everything Has Changed. No. I don't think so. Starlight. Starlight could be fierce if done right. I don't know that it's necessarily gonna hit. Begin again. I just, it's too slow. I don't think it's gonna work. The moment I knew, no, that's not gonna work either. Like, that one has maybe more of a beat of like a bass drop, but that I don't see that working. Come back, be here. No. Girl at home, girl bye. That's not gonna work. State of Grace, nope, that's not happening. Ronan, we're not even gonna, girl, if you guys know what Ronan is, like, no ma'am. Better Man. Better Man. I think, bring in Latrice. That song, it builds. It has so much emotion that could really work, I actually think. Nothing new. No, I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's too slow. Babe, I'm gonna say that requires some Latrice energy of like really selling like how hurt she is. Message in a Bottle. This song is kind of crazy. It's not Trixie Mattel. Well, you could be the one that I love. Yeah, I feel like it's more white girl energy. It's not necessarily like pop banger yet. I Bet You Think About Me. I actually think Trixie Mattel energy. I think that will work. Forever Winter, no, we're not doing that. Run, we would literally never do that. We would literally never stream that song, actually. Like, I'm never listening to that. The Very First Night. This is iconic, and this is in Trixie Mattel energy. It's so good. I love that song. All Too Well 10-minute version. We can't do a 10-minute song on Drag Race. Eyes Open. This is like, give me, at this point, we really need to have like a diabetes energy category. Like, honestly, we're doing it. How do I do it? We do add row above, period. And what color? I think this needs to be a new color. Or, wait, what? Okay. This is that. And then this is that. Okay, see? Okay, so this new one, this is Bring In Diabetes. Okay, so we've now added the Bring In Diabetes category, and let's see, which ones did we want there again? Story of Us goes there. Eyes Open goes there. What else were we saying? Haunted definitely goes there. I think I Can See You goes there. Anything else that I was like, Bring In Diabetes? I actually think Better Than Revenge, that's a Bring In Diabetes song. Okay, so now we have the Bring In Diabetes song, and I'm sure there's other ones I said about it. Whatever. We're going with the flow here. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to scroll with these nails on. Safe and Sound. We don't need to see that, mama. I'm sorry. Sweeter Than Fiction. We don't need to see that. Highway Don't Care. I don't care about that song, so no, we're not even going to be covering that. Welcome to New York. Give it to Georges and give it to Juicy. I think they could slay that. You know, you really get that high BPM. Blank Space. Ooh. Not Double Sachet. Blank Space requires a really theatric energy, which maybe is not covered here so much. I think if it fits anywhere, it's a Bring In Latrice of like, you need to be able to sell the emotion of the song. And I think Latrice could do that. And just that energy. Maybe not Latrice. Latrice doing Blank Space would be crazy. Style, Georges and Juicy, you're having your moment. Oh my gosh, can I scroll up in these nails? Ooh, whoops. Okay. Out of the Woods. It could work, but I don't think I can necessarily see it totally. Just my opinion. All you had to do was stay. Banger. Give it to Georges. Give it to Juicy. I think they could really do something with that. This is gonna be Give It to Trixie Mattel. Oh my god. Y'all, I gotta take this freaking nail off. She's done for. Okay, now we're really getting somewhere. Where did I put that though? Wait, did I put that in the right spot? All you had to do was stay. Did I forget one? Blank Space. Oh wait, no. We said, what did I forget? Maybe not. Wait, I swear, where did we put Style? Okay. Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, I Wish You Would. Oh my god. All right, I Wish You Would. This could be fierce, maybe. You know, 1989 is where we're really starting to see a lot of these songs could make good lip syncs. Bad Blood, Bring In Georges and Juicy. I think a lot of these songs, it's like, they're not super emotionally charged, but they've got a beat to where it's like, I think you could dance and just like, you know, just give it kind of like generic fierceness. I don't know if this is kind of reading them or what, but it is what it is. Wildest Dream could be fierce. No, we're actually gonna, I think it's engaging enough. It can be in the Latrice category of like, sell the emotion of it. How You Get the Girl, I don't think we need to see that. No. This Love, I don't think we need to see that. I Know Places. Ooh. Bring in Georges and Juicy, come on now. Clean, I love this song so much. Bring in Latrice, you know, give us the emotion. Like, rain came pouring down when I was drowning, that's when I could finally breathe. Like, what y'all know about Taylor Swift's pen game? Wonderland, I think she could be fierce. You Are in Love, I don't think we need to see it. New Romantics, come on now. Give it to Gorgeous and Juicy. Like, let's go, y'all. New Romantics is on. Shake It Off. This is the one I forgot. Okay, Shake It Off. Did I forget? I don't know. Shake It Off. This needs the white girl energy. Trixie Mattel. Slut. I don't think we need to see that on Drag Race. I just say don't go again. I don't think we need to see it. Now that we don't talk, it could be fierce. I don't know necessarily. Suburban Legends. No, we don't need to see that. Sorry. Is it over now? Is it over? Do I want that? I don't personally need to see that on Drag Race. I'm sorry, y'all. I know a lot of people ride for that song. It's just not me. Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I feel like that can just go same spot up there. That's probably the version they would choose anyways. Okay, I Don't Want to Live Forever. I think it could work. It could be fierce. Ready for it. Ooh, bring in Gorgeous, bring in Juicy. They are about to demolish. I feel that. I feel that already. Endgame. Bring in Gorgeous and Juicy. They're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill all of it. I Did Something Bad. Bring in Diabetti. She's gonna kill that one. Don't Blame Me. Ooh, I feel like Diabetti, she would slay that one. A lot of these ones, they're angstier. It's like, I want to see Dia do that song. Or just any, angsty girl who could sell the fantasy. Delicate. Ooh, I think this one is more Trixie Mattel energy. It's just like white girl, like poppy, like I love my man. Is that even what that song is about? Yeah, no, it is. Look What You Made Me Do. This is some Diabetti energy. Okay, see now, I'm glad we added the Diabetti category because now it's really rounding out the list of like what I really want from these lip syncs. So It Goes. Ooh, All the Pieces Fall. Who's Counting? 1, 2, 3. Iconic. But who would I want to see? What kind of energy do I want from that song? I think we still need some like a little bit sultry, a little bit punky, like Diabetti energy. Gorgeous. It could be fierce. It could be if done right. Getaway Car. Let's see. I think, yeah, bring in Gorgeous and Juicy. I think they could slay that one. King of My Heart could be fierce, but I'm not super sold. Dancing with Our Hands Tied, bring in Gorgeous, bring in Juicy. I feel like they could slay it. Dress. Ooh. I think this one could work. It's very like sultry though, and it's very much like, it might just be too horny. This is why we can't have nice things. This one is a little bit camp. I think it needs Trixie Mattel energy, but I think that could be a really engaging lip sync. Call It What You Want. Ooh, bring in Latrice. This song is just too iconic. I would just love to see it, even though it's like maybe not super upbeat, but I think it could be fierce. Like it's selling emotion. New Year's Day, we don't need to see that. Like it's just not gonna work. September, I love this cover of September. People hate on it. I love it, but we don't need to see that. I Forgot That You Existed. We don't need to see that. Cruel Summer. Ooh, I'm gonna give it to Gorgeous and Juicy, but don't mess it up, y'all. Emote. Don't do your dead face. Don't do a bunch of like dips and flips, like upbeat move, but sell the song, girls. The man. I feel like Dia, give us some energy with this one. I'm sure Diabetti's like, I don't want to listen to any of these songs. I'm like, Dia, let me know. If you're watching this video, do you listen to Taylor Swift? And would you slay any of these lip syncs? The Archer? No, I don't want to see it. I think he knows. Girl, go up. I think it could be fierce if done right. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. I love that song. I think it could be fierce, but it's like I could also just see it being like a snooze fest. Paper Rings. Oh, this one is so cute. I think this one, Trixie Mattel would actually slay a Paper Rings. I feel like she said she was getting into Taylor Swift. She was getting into Showgirl. And I feel like the next evolution from Showgirl is Lover. And I feel like Trixie would love Paper Rings. It's like the 1950s vibe, 1960s vibe. Like I feel like that's right up Trixie's alley. So this would actually be a song that I would actually like to see her perform. Cornelia Street. Baby, I get mystified by... No, bring in Latrice. She's gonna kill it. Ooh, I love that song. Death by a Thousand Cuts. Bring in Latrice. Ooh, My Time, My Wine, My Body, My Trust. Trying to find a part of me you couldn't take up. Give you too much, but it wasn't enough. I probably butchered that, whatever. I know it. London Boy. I think we need Trixie Mattel. Trixie Mattel, if you can hear me, please save us. Trixie Mattel. Lover. Could be fierce. I don't know though, because it's like, I don't know. Like it's just kind of like, for me, one note. I like the song, but it's more for a wedding, less for Drag Race. Probably a lot of these songs y'all are like, this is maybe not for Drag Race, but you know what? It's for me, okay? Soon you'll get better. Girl, that's crazy. False God. I think this could be fierce if done right, but again, it's very sensual. You need to calm down. This requires Trixie Mattel energy, and really amp up the gay rights of it all. Afterglow, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. Me, for the camp of it all, I want to see y'all doing flips. I want to see y'all doing dips. I want to see y'all voguing. I want to see y'all nogging. Like, do it all to me. That would be so camp. It would be absolutely terrible, but it would be absolutely amazing. And I actually think if Taylor Swift ever does guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, me needs to be the lip sync because probably it's the one song they could afford and it would be so camp. It would be insane. It's nice to have a friend. No, not for Drag Race. Daylight, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. All the girls you loved before, nope, not for me. And we're not doing Christmas songs and we're not doing Cats. We would never do Cats. Only the Young, this was her. This was at the start of her political era. It's about, school shootings and whatnot. This got on my guilty pleasure song. It's kind of cringe, but we're not doing that. It's absolutely not coming on Drag Race. The one, I'm sorry, it has to be Latrice. Like, these folklore songs, they are not the most upbeat, but they are the most iconic, okay? So, Cardigan, I think a lot of these folklore songs, they could be fierce, but it's like, Exile, no. A lot of these ones, it's like, we have to be realistic. The Last Great American Dynasty, it could be fierce. Y'all are probably like, The One? I'm sorry, I am a stan of The One, and I think, if you sold the emotion of that song, it could really just be like so touching. Let's see, My Tears Ricochet. Ooh, bring in Latrice. Like, these ballads just, I'm telling you, like, if I saw one of the queens on Drag Race perform this song and do it well, I genuinely think I would start crying.
Your next car? What about third row seats?
Girl, sit your ass down and shut the hell up, bitch. Sorry, and an ad just started playing. Okay, where was I? Mirror Ball. I'm sorry, again, if Mirror Ball started playing, I think I would just combust. I think I would just burst into tears. 7. It could maybe be fierce, but again, it's like, some of these I'm like, this is just too specific. August, it could be fierce. A lot of these folklore ones, it's like, I don't know though. This Is Me Trying, I think that's too emotionally charged. It's like, okay, this is just depressing. Illicit Affairs, I don't need to see. Invisible String, it could be fierce. Mad Woman, could be fierce, Epiphany, girl, no. Betty, could be fierce. Peace, no. Hoax, could be fierce. Again, it's like, they're so emotionally charged, and it's like, if done right, I could live, but it could also be a snooze fest. The Lakes, I don't need to see it. Willow, I think this requires Trixie Mattel energy, like a little witchy, give us a little, I think Trixie Mattel, she could actually serve that a little bit, a little bit theatrical. Champagne Problems, it could be fierce, it could be. Gold Rush, I think bring in Latrice. I think you can park and bark with this one, but I think it has levels, but it has a lot of good emotion that I think you could mine, at least in my opinion. 'Tis the Damn Season, I don't think I need to see it. I don't. Tolerate It, I think this one's theatrical enough and charged enough to where it's like, took this dagger in me and removed it. Like, ooh, you perform that one on stage, I think it's gonna kill with the emotion. No Body, No Crime, give us the Trixie Mattel energy. Like, this one's a little bit country. Happiness, it's not gonna work, it's too slow. Dorothea, I don't live for Dorothea that much, and I don't want to see it. Coney Island, I don't think it's gonna work. I love Coney Island, but no. Ivy could maybe be fierce, but I don't know. Cowboy Like Me could be fierce, but again, it's like, might be too slow. Long story short, I think it could be fierce. Closure, yes, I got your letter. Yes, I'm doing better. I'm gonna say it could be fierce. I'm a Closure stan. That was the universe being like, don't do it, girl. Marjorie, you know what? Give it to Latrice. I'm like, Taylor Swift, I mean, obviously that's a very personal song to her, but she proved that it can be done on the Eras Tour, and it's fierce. I'm sorry. I love that song. Where am I? I'm still on the tier list. I was like, what? I thought I already saw those. Evermore, I think it could be fierce. Right Where You Left Me, ooh, give it to Latrice. That would be so powerful. It's Time to Go, I don't want to see that. Gasoline, ooh, could be fierce. I love that song. Carolina, could be fierce. I love that song as well. Birch, a lot of y'all probably don't even know Birch. It's not gonna work on Drag Race at all. A lot of these songs I'm like, would it work on Drag Race? I don't know. Renegade, no, I don't think it's gonna work. I'm not even ranking Joker and the Queen because I've listened to that once. I'm not listening to that. I'm literally not listening to that. Lavender Haze. This is diabetic energy. Like, I feel like it's kind of angsty. I want to see a queen like that perform it. Maroon. Again, Midnight's is kind of angsty. It really is. I think it's giving diabetic. Anti-hero. I'm gonna give it to the diabetic category again. It's like, like Snow on the Beach. It could be fierce. You're on your own, kid. This is the Latrice category. It's like the ballads where it's like, ooh, this is so emotionally charged. Midnight Rain. This is, I'm actually gonna put it in Could Be Fierce. I literally love Midnight Rain, but with the levels of the song, I feel like it could be very hit or miss. Question. Could Be Fierce. Vigilante shit. I actually feel like diabetic energy. And I don't even like that song that much, but again, it's like theatrical. I feel like you could really act it out. Bejeweled. I feel like this needs some white girl energy, but I love that song and it is upbeat. That would be really iconic. Not a lot of like bucking songs. I mean, obviously, like I said, like Taylor Swift is not going to have like a lot of those. Labyrinth. Love that song, but I don't think that's going to work. Karma. I think bring in diabetes. Sweet Nothing. I don't think that's going to work. Mastermind. No, I don't think it's going to work. The Great War. I think this one could be fierce. Maybe. Bigger Than the Whole Sky. No, that's not going to work. Paris. Ooh, I think probably Trixie Mattel energy. Could be juicy. I mean, it's not upbeat enough for that, but like that one's just like, oh, I'm so in love. Like I might stop breathing. Yeah. Trixie Mattel energy. White girl energy. High Infidelity. No, I don't think it's gonna work. Glitch. I feel like it could work. Would've, could've, should've. It could work. I mean, it's emotionally charged, but I think it maybe possibly could work. Dear Reader. Ooh, this would be fierce. I'm sorry. Bring in Latrice. Ooh, bring in Latrice. Bring in somebody who can sell emotion on their face and just stand there and really give it to you. Hits different. I'm gonna say it's like kind of Latrice. I mean, it's upbeat, but it's like that song very emotionally charged, and I feel like you could just stand there and really give it. And we're not doing the other version. Like it's the same. And we're not doing the remix. I'm sorry. You're Losing Me. Yeah, I think bring in Latrice. It's very emotionally charged and very personal, but I would love to see it. Fortnite. This one's kind of angsty. I feel like it's slower, so it's kind of like it would just be standing there, but instead of Latrice, I feel like it gives more diabetic energy. The Torture Poets Department. I don't think that one's gonna work. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. Give it to diabetic. Yeah. Ooh, Down Bad. I feel like this one's more of a Latrice, actually, weirdly. I mean, it's like alien-esque, but it's like, I just want somebody to stand there and kind of really sell the emotion of that song. And we're not doing the Alcott. So Long London. It could work, maybe, but I don't really see it. But Daddy, I Love Him. Trixie Mattel energy, like, give us the, like, white girl fantasy of just, like, frolicking, Fresh Out the Slammer. Ooh, bring in Latrice, I think. Florida. Give me the diabetic energy. Guilty is Sin. Ooh, I think this one, is it Trixie Mattel or Latrice? What if he's written mine on my up? I actually think this is like diabetic. It's like, we're selling like, it's angsty, it's yearning, and I feel like something like that. Are y'all getting it? You getting it? I'm getting it. I'm not getting it. Real ones know where that's from. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? This one is so good. This one's a bring in Latrice. So like sell the theatricality of it. I Can Fix Him. No, it's too slow. I don't think it's gonna work. LOML, girl, we gotta bring in Latrice. Like, that one's slow, but it's so emotionally charged. Like, ooh, I don't know what I would do. I think I would just combust. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Give it to Georges and Juicy, the smallest man who ever lived. This is some diabetic energy, like very punk rocky. The Black Dog, diabetic energy, like, ooh, this album's just so angsty. Oh wait, I skipped. The Alchemy? No, I don't think it's gonna work. Clairbow? I think it could work. It could. I'm gonna get you back. Ooh, this is diabetic energy. Yep. The Albatross. No, I don't think it's gonna work. Chloe or Sam? I think it could be fierce, but it's also like it could be hit or miss. How did it end? Bring in Latrice. Ooh, So High School. Bring in Trixie Mattel. I Hate It Here. Bring in Latrice. Yep. Very theatrical. I think it would work. Thank You, Amy. I don't want to see that. No. I Look in People's Windows. Again, this would be, when it's a specific song telling a specific story, I feel like it could really work and like you could get really theatrical with it. And you could almost like maybe even do like a like comedy route of like a stalker of I Look in People's Windows, and that could maybe be funny. The Prophecy, this is gut-wrenching. Give it to Latrice. Cassandra, I think it's too slow. I don't think it's gonna work. Peter, it could be fierce. The Bolter, I think it could be fierce, yeah. Robin, no. The manuscript, no. I'm not ranking Gracie Abrams, us. We're not doing that. We're not. The Fate of Ophelia, give it to Georges and Juicy. Come on now, that one's a bop. Elizabeth Taylor, give it to Georges and Juicy. I feel like they're the showgirl energy. Like, I feel like a lot of the showgirl songs will fall into that. Opalite, this is more Trixie Mattel energy. This is more just like happy-go-lucky, like not a lot of like intense choreo. Father Figure, I feel like this is like kind of angsty diabetic energy. Eldest Daughter, Chop. Okay, Ruin the Friendship. I feel like this one, bringing Latrice. Actually romantic. Ooh, diabetic, yep. She's like the fill-in for like kind of punky Wish List. I don't really care. I'm not doing that. Would? This could be really funny, actually, I think. But more of a Trixie Mattel. Okay, we're rounding out. We're almost done. You guys canceled. This is another camp one where it's like, this is terrible. Bring in Georges and Juicy. Do your dips, do your flips. Like, good thing I like my friends canceled. Like, just do a split. Like, that would be so terrible and I would love it. Honey, could be fierce. The Life of a Showgirl, could be fierce. All right, so that's gonna do it for my ranking, you guys. I don't know if any of you guys cared about this. You know, I want to reach out to my Swifties too. You know, we're multifaceted on this channel. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that ranking. So that's gonna do it for this video, you guys. I want to give a big shout out to Lennox Lettuce 8615, Squig X, and Julia Baldur's Dotier 1773. All for the super chats that they sent on my last video. Thank you guys so much. It really means so much, and it really helps this channel keep going, and it keeps helping me make more content for you guys. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit the like button. Please hype the video if you're on mobile. I'm pretty sure it's just a mobile only feature. Please leave a comment. Did you enjoy this discourse focusing on a more niche topic relating to Drag Race? And did you agree with any of my takes regarding Taylor Swift and regarding any of her songs? I'm sure a lot of you have only heard the singles and the popular songs. Also, you guys, Conspiracies is available as a podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast, so please check that out if you want to listen to it at the gym or listen to it while you're going on a walk or going on a drive. And lastly, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. A lot of you watch the videos and aren't subscribed, and why the hell would you not be? I mean, come on now. So that's going to do it for me. Bye, you guys.